we're going to discuss regression, which we've done earlier, but that time it was shown in Excel, where we showed you the mechanics of how the regression coefficients are estimated using the method of ordinary least squares. Now, I'm just going to demonstrate how regression can be done rather effectively or rather easily in using R. Now, regression is considered to be the war-horse of statistics, since a lot of applications use regression, and it accounts for almost 65% of all the applications of statistical techniques in analysis of data. So we'll now review regression and demonstrate how it can be done using R. So when we use R, as we already know, we have to first open R. So we can use R or R Studio. I prefer to use R because it's easier to. So I will open a document. So I'll open a document, which I'll open a screen, and R will have an editor. This is called an editor, and this is called the console. So this is called the editor, and this is called the console. And if you go to Windows, you'll be able to see. So R console, this is a console, this is the console. It's called console, it's written over here. So all the output to the regression which we, whatever is run, the output is produced in this console. So we can either write the codes here itself, or we can write the codes. Yeah, so before we start, we shall clear this. Clear console. And then we're ready to start. So coming back, so we first create a workspace. We create a workspace where we will save all the files that we are going to use in this session, and all the output of this session will go to this folder. So this is a folder in D drive, the D drive. So normally when you have this type of path, it is usually shown like this. So it looks something like D/learn, and this is the path. Then we run it, and then once we've run it, then we can read a file. But this file, corona.csv, should be in this folder. Otherwise, this particular command will not work. So first we have to create this folder. Then we should save the file that we are going to work with in this folder, and then we can read the file directly. So let me just do that once with you. So you can see that over here. So in Apple it's slightly different. So I've set the work directory, and this is my work directory. I'm going to work in a folder called rlearn, which you can see on the desktop. It's right here. So when I start, first I will run my set work directory and then check, and it says yes, the directory has been created. Then I will run the file. So I'm going to now read this file. I'm going to call the file dfd, and I'm going to read it from this folder rlearn, and the name of the file is time series COVID_19 deaths. It's a CSV file. That has to be enclosed in inverted commas, either single or double. This doesn't matter. Here I will use single quotes, comma, followed by header is equal to true. Why I give header is equal to true is because this is my data. The first row contains the headers. Okay, so when I run this particular command, and check it here, I'll shift it a little up so I can see the codes here. So the file has been read. So this is what we do. So we read the file. The name of the file. Mine is a very long name, so I've just abbreviated over here. So if I say read CSV corona, header is equal to the file is read. Then once I read a file, I need to know what are the names of the variables. So I go back here, and then the name of my file is no longer corona, it is DFT, that is DF dead, number of people who died. And a header is equal to true, I get the names. So to get the names, I just press names and the name of the file. The name of the file is DFD. So I just Right? And these are the variable names. So I have province, state, country, region, and then I have the dates. 22, 1, 23, 23. So it's all arranged there, but there is an X variable preceding it, and we will not worry about that. Okay. So I've read the file. So if I want to view that file, like we do in Excel, then it is called view with a capital W. View with a capital, and then I give the name of the file. The name of the file is D. Sorry. I made a mistake. I jumped the line. Should have done it here. So if I want to view this file, then it is view with a capital V, V-I-E-W. I'll open a bracket, and the name of the file is DFD. And I will run it. And I can see the file just like I would in an Excel sheet. So these are all the variables in the file. I have to close this editor before I can proceed. If I want to know what is the size of the file, then I'll use a command dim for dimension. Dimension of the file, DFD. Right? And I'll run it. It has got 248 rows and 69 columns. Now I'm going to read another file called DFC. That is the number of confirmed cases. Now this is the number of deaths due to corona. This is the number of confirmed cases due to corona. I do the same thing. I say read CSV, the name of the file, and then I run it. Right, I run it. It's run. When the prompt comes here, it means that there is no error. Otherwise, if you get an error over here, you need to, maybe you've made a mistake, either you've forgotten the inverted commas. I want to know what are the variables. I get the name of variables. And then I want to know what's the dimension. See. Dimension is also 248 by 69. The other one was also 248 by 59. 69. And then I can read another file called recovered. So DFR recovered. Anyway, I'm not going to use that, so I will take that recovered out. Okay, just keep it here, doesn't matter. I just keep it there, but I'm not going. Okay, maybe I can run that also to see whether it runs. It runs. So recovered is also there. So it gives me the names. So I've got the 3 files. Now, when we do a regression, the data should be like this. Years should be down below like this. Data should not be like this. Like it should get the dates over here. So date variable should be over here. And then the first country, then the second country, then the third country. So instead of physically arranging it, R has got an option which is available in a package called reshape. So the first time you run this, first time you're running this packet, then you have to use a command install dot packages in quote. You should say reshape. So this is a command that you should remember. So every time you install a package for the first time, it has to be installed using install.packages, and then you run it. And once it's installed, as you can see now, it's installing it because it takes a little bit of a while, but it's a one-time thing that you have to do. It's been installed. Then hereafter I don't have to install. I install it only once. The next time I use it, I just have to do library reshape. Sometimes this creates a problem. I just run it again. Yeah, library reshape. It is trying to read the next line also. So then another program is invoked. And this is the command. You get help in Google, so you don't have to remember this code, but roughly this is what it's going to be. So I'm going to reshape my data. I'm going to call it D because it pertains to the deaths. So D data. And here I say melt. The name of the file is DFD. DFD. I'm going to take DFD and melt it. So when I use the command melt, first I must give the file name. And then I should give the names of the variables which I want retained. So I say ID in bracket, so comma, ID is equal to C. It's for concatenate. Then the first variable is province state, comma, country region, latitude, longitude, and then the data will come. Now you'll see how that happens. Now, the data which looks like this, the data that looks like this, you can see that the years are in the rows. With this command, melt, so please pay attention, melt, and I say, no, I just want, these are my major variables. Okay, I want this, and you'll just see. Let's run. Okay, so please see. So here I want to retain province, I want to retain region, I want to retain latitude, longitude, and the rest should be arranged as a new variable. Okay, now let us view this new data that we have created. Now you see the new data that is created looks different. It has latitude, longitude, and the variable is date first, and below that you get the variables. So this is the date. Date is called variable, and the value is called value, and the deaths is called value. So this very easily converts a broad data into a narrow data. Okay, I viewed it. Now let us look at the dimension. Now it has become 16,120 rows, 6 columns. And if you want to see the names of the variable will be province, state, country, region, latitude, longitude, variable, and value. Now this variable I should rename it as date, and the value I should rename it as deaths. Okay, so this is how I do it. So I properly change the names of the variable. I don't want to change all the names. I want to change only these two names. So please pay careful attention. So the command in Excel, in R, is column names in bracket name of the file, ddate, and which are the columns that you want renamed. Okay, so I say C5, 6 because I've said column names. Which are the columns? How do I get it? I will just show you in a moment. I'll just run this again. So I get the names. The names are here. So this is the first variable, this is the second variable, this is the third variable, this is the fourth variable. I want to change the fifth and the sixth. So that's what I've written over here. So call names, name of the file, square bracket, C, fifth and sixth, to what do you want to name it as in bracket. First I want to name first thing as date, the second thing I want to name as deaths. Now run this command. I run this code. Okay. And then I will see the names again. Now you'll notice that the names have been renamed. Now it's called date and it's called deaths. Okay, so that's it. Deaths. So now I create a new database. I do the same thing for the confirmed cases. Then I can now look at the dimension of the new variable. So it gives the same 1620 by 6 this time. Earlier it was a longer one. And then I will change the names as I did earlier. And then if you want, I can look at the names again. And now it is date and confirmed. Now I want to merge these two files. And to merge these two files, the dimension should be the same. So the number of rows are the same and number of columns are the same. So please remember when your files are not identical, they don't have the same variable names. You cannot merge it using this command. So we use a command called cbind. So I call the new file COVID, and I'm going to bind them together, and that I call because it's called column bind. So I bind the columns. So the first file is C data, which consists of confirmed cases, then D data, the rather case. Then I run it, and then I now look at the names of the variables, and you get a long list of variables. All the names are there. Okay. Now I look at the dimension of each one of them. I looked at the dimension of the pooled one, 1612. The dimension of the first one, 1612. And the third one, 1612. So they've all been arranged. So the pooled file is 1612 rows and 12 columns, where the individual files are 6 columns. Okay. So now the data is ready. The data is ready. I'm going to call it COVID. I'm going to call it COVID, right? And the data is ready for analysis.